Check, 1, 2. G'day, you bruisers. How are ya? Another Mezs Motorsport Monday that isn't on a Monday. What a surprise. Busy sort of few weeks and then just sort of wanted to have a week off. So that's why we haven't been getting through them. Also, like I've previously mentioned, we need some time for stuff to build up. I don't want to be doing it weekly and just fucking sprouting shit. Maybe we could do some filler in type of shows. I alluded to like a little sort of chat live show. It could be a bit ruthless, could be a bit wild, but yeah, I'll probably work something like that to fill in the time. So if you were missing us, I'm sorry. If you weren't, rock on. Good to see you living life. No qualms. Okay, we just got back from round 2 of Drift Collective, held in Tasmania, held by Drift League, and what an absolute treat. I mean, it was minus 2 degrees. The little sign said felt like minus 5.8. So it was well and truly chilly, you know, but typical commentator, things were heating up on track. It was a really, just a really grouse event. Both these Drift Collectives, first one held by Drifting SA, second one by Drift League, both of them just had such a great marbo, and like it's everyone involved, you know, it's not like it's just some clique and that's why I think it's all mosey. It's like every single person involved just has this attitude of just getting it, knowing what it's about and getting it done. So like, again, I'm just super chuffed and excited about this part of Australian drifting and what's happening. It's going to take some time. You know, things aren't going to happen overnight. This is the very, very beginning of it all in its infancy, but it's got the structure there and it's got the foundations to be something truly incredible for Australian drifting and something that's sustainable, which is the main thing. Sustainability. We've mentioned it before on the podcast. Too many people trying to be the big dick from the get-go. Not everyone can afford to be a big dick because we're not a big dick country. We're not like America. We don't have the population. We've talked about it in previous podcasts. Go check them out if you want those facts. It is exciting and it's cause for genuine excitement, not just being a typical drifter going, yeah, fuck yeah, that event was sick. And there's actually no substance as to why they thought that event was sick. They just wanted to fit in with what everyone else is doing. So Drift Collective round 2, it was won by Dale Campaign. It's cool to see Dale get back on the top step. It was cool to see Houston Sackers, this young bloke from Mount Gambier, get amongst it, although I did just see that he was originally awarded 3rd, but after reviewing the footage, they've made him come 4th, which I'm all for. I think, you know, if you review the footage later, even if it's a day after or 2 days after, and you're like, hang on a sec, we got that wrong. There's nothing wrong with fixing that up. I don't think that at all. I mean, yeah, it sucks that Matt Harvey missed out on the podium celebrations, even though he didn't. He was 4th, so he was still spraying the champagne. Just Photoshop the photos in later or whatever. You'd rather the result be the right thing than saving face and doing the front. But on the driving side, just some really great driving all around and heaps of storylines to boot. I mean, we mentioned Houston Sackers. That poor fella came from South Australia, so that's a 6-hour drive, 8-hour drive to Melbourne. I reckon it's 6. Ben Snell reckons it's 8. Fucking, what are you going, 80 kilometres? But yeah, it's definitely longer than 6. But anyway, he drove there, got on the boat, blew up a gearbox 200 metres out of the boat. So had left it in 3rd. So it's revving to 5,000 RPM, drove 2 hours to the workshop, changed the gearbox, got the gearbox changed. You know, that type of storyline. Goonie, our brother in the Falcon wagon that absolutely is the people's champ right now for Australian drifting because of the way he throws this beast down. He changed about 48 gearboxes, I reckon. So there was that storyline. We had the guest driver, Ryan Littoral, Formula Drift pro dude. To be honest, I've definitely heard his name a ton of times. I've never actually paid any attention to what he's been up to or what he does or what he's about even. So I came into there a bit blind, but what a great dude. Just a stand-up fella and another dude that gets life. So that's always exciting. But he was in the Drift League RX-7. Real difficult times there just with the seating position and that is... Seating position's the number one get-go you got to sort in a guest car. And so there was a bit of dicking around like that. They finally got it right and then got a couple of witness holes witness windows in the block, so that shat itself. He then had to qualify in a different car, then jumped in Logan Lovell's car, and then jumped in Bogger's car, like was jumping in all these different cars. He had a pretty carefree attitude about it all. But what I really admired was we talk professional drivers, and there's professional drivers in terms of the skill level of what they're doing actually on track. And I think Australians have that skill level to boot, even if they don't have the programs behind them. But then there's also professional in just how you go about your business. And watching Ryan Littrell go about his business was fucking awesome. He just, you're in a borrowed car. The brother hasn't driven right-hand drive in 17 years. So that's a foreign. You're foreign to that, and then you're foreign to the car as well. Like, they're huge amounts. And he didn't just come out big dick swinging, which a lot of drifters sort of do. Like, from the get-go, they try fucking chuck it in, do that. It was, a sight lap, a slight grip lap with the power on, and then slowly working into it, and then just building on it each run from the get-go, and just very methodical in how he went about his business. So that was really fucking cool to see. Always get me dick hard for when things are done professionally. And yeah, Ryan Littrell, the way he went about his business driving other people's cars, unreal. Didn't set the world on fire with his driving, but I didn't think he would. He's not sort of known for that, but definitely hung in there well and truly, and got knocked out by a call which I thought should have gone his way. But again, he had no qualms and he had a great time. So shout outs to Ryan, that was cool. But yeah, just really great sort of driving stuff. No sort of big power mulches, setting the way. You could be a go-getter in a foul, like Will Argoon, Goonie that we mentioned earlier. Will Argoon qualified 6th in a Falcon wagon. That's not to say everyone else was shit. Like, he just threw down that good. And that's what I'm getting at. Like, you don't need these big dick cars, which is tying back into sustainability, tying back into what Drift Collective is about, of just getting everyone involved. So that's super exciting stuff. Unreal. The next and final round is at It Reet, or being held by It Reet, July 12th, I believe, which I'm so fucking gutted. At the same time, I'm not. But I'll be away. I'll be away in Belgium, fulfilling a dream, going to see Spa. But it does suck. I'm so sucked and I'm so invested, not monetary-wise or anything, or even time-wise. It's just I'm so invested and really hyped about this Drift Collective thing. So it sucks to not round out the year after commentating both of the rounds, but you'll get that. Commentating, that was good fun with Ben Snell and Ryan in the booth. Always a grouse time, especially those lads you can bounce back and forth. Watching back on the live stream or the delayed live stream, fuck, I say ladies and gentlemen too much. I started, all right, ladies and gentlemen, coming up, we got this. Ladies and gentlemen, like, shut the fuck up, Sam. Get yourself a new line. Up close and personal, that's also another line. So forever working, stuff to work on, but the general takeaway, really exciting times for Drift Collective. And it was really cool to get guys like Alex Schucker there, who's a seasoned vet of competitive drifting, a huge name in high tech, been around the comp game for long enough, and we had a little yarn on the weekend, and he was really chuffed. He bought 10 radials. It was the cheapest weekend he had in a long time. Really sort of cool vibes about it, and he seemed chuffed on it. And we talked about, with the comps, the high-end comps, and they go to semi-slicks from the get-go. There's probably only about 5 people in Australia that can use semi-slicks to their absolute full potential, like have full control of it. Otherwise, these competitions we watch, and the pro ones I'm alluding to, you watch them so gripped up, they don't know how to overcome that or even use that grip. They haven't come to terms with that car, a caliber of that car yet. So I'm excited. A little bit of waffle there on Drift Collective, but I'm fucking excited, ladies and gentlemen. Let's check where we're at for the time. As said, just Drift Collective, really pumped on that. So give it a follow, get behind it. It's the place to be. Other things, Australian drifting, nothing really on my radar too hard. Luke Fink driving demos at Supercars with Mitch Poulin in Mitch Poulin's S13, that big fucking wild thing with the blower. Fucking unreal. So Mitch Poulin was doing the demo circuit with Boost Oz at Supercars last year, and it was cool because Mitch Poulin can definitely drive, and he wasn't afraid of giving it some. but it wasn't the full, like, you know, what I'm about to say. It wasn't Luke Fink driving the car, you know. So to the average bogan on the hill, they fucking loved it. They fucking loved it because there's this big V8 blower coming out. And Mitch Pullen's not afraid to drop a set. So I think Mitch is going to be driving his Hilux, which he's just refreshed, and Luke will be driving the S13. And that's just going to fucking really show Australians that don't really know too much about drifting, but are into motorsport. So they're at supercars events, just really the talent and skill it takes. Because a few of them already know, they already realize, but this, like Luke Fink pedaling a car, doing demos, that's exciting. I think that's great news for Australian drifting. You got fucking Jackie Jones, Formula Drift Japan on the weekend, Suzuka Japan. I missed a good majority of it, but I did catch Jake's top 16 battle. And fuck, I thought he got hard done by there. I thought Jake was doing as good as he could in the chase with a shitty lead like that. Now, I don't know what they expected Jake to do when the lead car's like that. Now, Jake's chase wasn't red hot, but it's fucking hard when the lead car's doing that. So I think there was a bit of round eye tax on that one. But yeah, I didn't agree with that call. So good to see that he made it up to the top 16 and was in there getting busy. Suzuka sort of favoured his car a little bit. It's a smaller track, so let's hope this gives him a little bit more time, a little bit more momentum to get prepared for those bigger tracks. But yeah, cool to see him chugging along. What else we got? I also caught, again, I can't watch these events in full. Like, I can't just sit on the couch and watch Formula Drift Japan or Formula Drift USA. One, because it's fucking boring with the amount of downtime. But I can usually catch the recaps where it's just action. That's fun. I obviously haven't had a chance yet. But throw it back to FD Atlanta. I did catch, it was the seeding battles, and I want to say it was the top 8 seeding. It was Jack Shanahan versus some O'Sullivan fella. And the ruling went O'Sullivan's way, and I just for the life of me can't figure out how they got there. Hey, so editing this video, I went and looked again and I figured it out. Jack missed a clipping zone, but my point that I'm about to make still stands. And yes, that's a massive fucking pimple. Whatever, deal with it. And this kind of goes as well, is like, I think we're at a stage now where judging, and it's had to come this far, judging has had to become super technical and critical so they can break up sort of hard to tell battles. I get that, I understand that, but now I feel like we're at this level now where someone could do a ripper fucking lead run that has like a slight little bobble here and there, but it's still aggressive, still close proximity, still fast, but it has a little bobble there. And then the chase, or once it gets flipped round, the other driver then does a very mediocre run in comparison, but, they might not have a bobble. When I'm talking about a bobble, I'm talking about when you're aggressive driving, and I mentioned this in a previous podcast. I should just do a previous podcast. But when you're driving and you hard flick, and you're like, oh, it's that little correction. It's that little correction that gets going. You can tell, like, oh, fuck, the driver hasn't nailed that to perfection, but they're charging. Like, there's a lot going on, and they're still charging aggressively. I much rate that higher than someone who's just reefed on the handbrake, slowly come to angle, and it's all fluid, it's all smooth, but there's no pizzazz. There's no aggression. So there's been a few calls like that. Jake Jones one that I just spoke of was kind of a bit like that, but where the other car just isn't, like, they're filling the judging criteria. But as a drift fan watching it, you're sitting there going, that was boring as shit. Why are we rewarding that? So I don't know what you guys' thoughts are on that, but I'm starting to notice a little bit where I'm like, that run isn't the one to get it done. They shouldn't be progressing. Now, I'm not just talking about your traditional, like, that was a shit call, this, that. I'm talking about like an actual sort of mentality amongst judging throughout the world of what's going on. I need to catch up on Drift Masters. That looks fucking red hot. It always does. They do wonderful things. They do. It was cool to see Dave Egan driving as well. I think that's ripper. Mainly because I share the same passion of just wanting to get behind the fucking wheel, but doing everything outside of the car. But yeah, that's where I'm at on drifting. Still pretty exciting stuff. Next drift event, I'm not sure where I'll be at. As I mentioned, I won't be at Drift Collective Round 3, which sucks. But yeah, at the end of June, I'm heading to Spa with Risky Racing. They're going to be doing the 25-hour Fun Cup, which is sort of like Aussie racing cars, but over in Europe. So yeah, I'm fucking big Kev excited for that. So that's going to be grouse. Few sort of leeways in the comments. Wanted me to talk about Keep It Reet and sort of what's been happening there. Now, I wasn't going to pass judgment until I had a chance to watch the video that Jason uploaded, which I thought was grouse. But it did sort of ring sort of what I sort of thought all along, and pretty much like Jason's like they've been on a good wicket. They're like, oh, yep, let's try achieve this dream over in the States. And then they're like, the money should keep turning over here. The money factory should keep turning over here. And it hasn't. And then, they've gone over there. They've spent all that money. They've outlaid it all. And they've come back and, wow, the money's not there anymore. Now, there was... I'm just going to say this now. I don't think Keep It Reet deserve the shit they get. Hang on. Let me just check the time before. All right, was that 7 minutes? I definitely could have... kept staying into it. But yeah, I'll just state this. I don't like the shit that Keep It Reet cop, they do not deserve. The only thing Keep It Reet should be copying in the proverbial shit talking wise should be for their fucking name. I hate the name. Keep It Reet. I dislike the name. But that's a personal thing. Everything outside of that, I am all fucking for. Now, let's get straight into the gambling side. Now, the Keep It Reet, the car raffles. The car raffles are what started the money making for them. The car raffles have been a popular money maker for other people. LMCT, for example. Every other fucking man and his dog that's tried to copy LMCT, not Vincier, they are one of the cunts that copy. Every other cunt that's tried to copy LMCT or Keep It Reet, If you got a thing against gambling, that's all fair. Rock on, but you got to admit, the gambling industry fucking pays for a lot, sporting-wise. A lot. So on that note, there's a big sort of brouhaha and a bit of a, what would you say, a bit of a wet sock left on the clothesline regarding Keep It Reet and their giveaways because of two incidents that I can think of. And one was one of the cars they gave away got given away to the girlfriend of the former owner of the car. The second one is there's this Lyndon Coughlin dude, or fuck, I forget his last name, but there's this Lyndon dude that's been winning fucking shitloads of their raffles, but he's also winning shitloads of other raffles. And then there's also Riley, who is the drifter in Melbourne that won a raffle. Okay. So first things first, when you're fucking in drifting, and you're like fucking in drifting, as much as Jason was prior to Keep It Reet becoming a massive thing, you start to fucking know a lot of people. I know a lot of people. I know of a lot of people. It would be impossible to fucking try stomp that out. Now, the girlfriend, like, I get this. On paper, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look the best. But think about this. Why the fuck? After I've just stated how good a money maker these are, why the fuck would Jason and his crew be like, all right, let's give it to the girlfriend of the owner, okay, that way they can get the car back. Say that was some underground deal ploy, like, hey, bro, fucking you pretend you sold your car to us, we'll put it up, and then we'll give it to your girlfriend, that'll be all good. That is a very short-minded thing to try do to just fuck over your moneymaker instantly. Like, out of all the cars they've given away, For this one, they were like, let's fuck our whole public perception, which is a fucking strong thing needed in making money when you're a business, especially dealing with gambling. Why the fuck would they do that just for some dude's girlfriend? For the Lyndon Coghlan thing, that dude obviously has figured something out or has a fucking shitload of money and loves gambling and raffles, because it's not just Keep It Reet's raffles he's won. He's won fucking multiple shit. Okay? So that's that one. The Riley, the workshop owner, again, why the fuck would Jason single out Riley or old mate and his girlfriend as the two fucking people to score out a sly giveaway? Why would Jason do that? Why, like, because they're not money makers for him. One, he's just giving the car back, and yep, he's made money off the tickets he sold for the car. I can understand that premise, but then he's just fucked himself over to never make another fucking amount of money again because no one trusts him. So why would he do that? Two, the Riley, the workshop owner, yeah, they might be mates, but why the fuck would he choose Riley over the 5 other fucking close mates to him that have done fucking shitloads more for him, aka earned him money? Like, if I was Farron and I want to give a car away, I'd be giving it to fucking Josh Rogers, the right-hand man of Keep It Reet. I'd be giving it to my boys, not fucking a random workshop dude that I'm friends with that enters my comps. So all that fucking shit to do with the car raffles that Keep It Reet cop is so fucking undeserved. Like, just use one skerrit of logic. Why the fuck would they fuck themselves over? Okay, that's on the gambling side. That's on the car raffle side. Now, everyone that's like, oh, fuck it, you shouldn't have gone over the US, you shouldn't have done it. Like, fuck you, you fucking stuck in the ground loser. The brother's chasing a dream. The brother's chasing passion. Why the fuck wouldn't you fucking give it a go? Why the fuck wouldn't you give it a red hot go? You got the world at your feet. Everything's fucking going for you. There's no better time to try that fucking dream than then. So for him to cop shit about that, just stand back. Now, you can have your grief with the car raffles, and you can be like, Sam, I don't agree. There was a lot to be gained by him giving it away to people that he knows but probably isn't the most closest with. Okay. All right. You can be like, oh, he went over to the USA. He shouldn't have never left Australia. And as close-minded as I'd say you are, I'd be like, okay. But you cannot give shit to Keep It Reet for the amount of fucking work they've done for Australian drifting and car culture in Melbourne. I don't pay too much attention to car culture. Couldn't give a fuck. Drifting, but in Victoria, was dead. It was dead. There was no Vic Drift. And it was fucking stuck in its stale ways. Keep It Reet came in. They put on all these big, massive events where they were outlaying hundreds of thousands of dollars. And that's not exaggerating. Being a commentator, you get to see a little bit behind the scenes. Not fucking much, a little bit. And then you just use your noggin and you can start to figure shit out. Like, they have done so much for Australian drifting, so I think a lot of people should give Keep It Reet a lot more fucking credit than is due. I know Jason has that personality that he uses on YouTube, Kang Gang Skirt, that might get people offside. That's a personality like a fucking boxer has a personality to sell a fight, you know? Jason himself is quite a fucking humble, sort of shy operator, as funny as that sounds. So, yeah. They've done so much for Australian drifting. Those events they've fucking put on. They were the first to bring that style of exhibition event. They also brought out all those YouTubers. I know Fink brought out LZ and stuff earlier in the Get On. But the little Archerfield meetup in comparison to fucking what Drift Fest and LZ World Tour were night and day. Night and day. And that takes shitloads of money, time, effort, and everything in order to be called a fucking thief in your comment section every time you go to give away a car. So that's my thoughts on the Keep It Reet saga. I am so fucking thankful for all the effort Jason and his crew have done. Were there things I would have done differently? Yep. Would have I promoted things differently? Yep. But that's just my personal fucking choice. I can acknowledge and respect every single thing he's done. So yeah, I think he deserves a lot more credit. So does Keep It Reet. Not for the fucking name, obviously, but just what he's given to Australian drifting. So hope he's able to fucking, trim the fat, figure out the plan of attack again and get going again. Because, that was great for Australian drifting and we need that. We truly do. That's the thoughts on Keep It Reet. Let's get into some motorsport. All right, motorsport. Now, I know a few of you are like, fucking motorsport. Time to click off the Mezs Motorsport Mondays. Well, thanks for hanging around. It's been enjoyable. But for everyone else that doesn't mind a bit of motorsport, let's get into it. Formula One, Monaco. Yeah, we all know. We all know. It's a procession. It's slow. It's yada, yada, yada. Something needs to change. And yeah, it does need to change drastically, whether that be the track itself gets a bit of a fucking, bit of a massaging, some larger braking zones, or they treat it like IndyCar and you have a specially designed Monaco edition Formula One car. Like Indy has circuit and oval cars. Now, obviously, Indy's circuit and oval are a lot more fucking used as opposed to a one-off car used purely for Monaco. But then that also opens up opportunity for other slimmer tracks and stuff. So I think they need to change the fucking cars or change the track to include more runoff. But I do not want to get rid of Monaco. I fucking love the history. I think it's the most beautiful tracks to watch, and it adds to that flair. And yeah, obviously, as mentioned, I'm a sucker for history. So I think it does need to be there. Something does need to fucking be changed. And yeah, that pit stop fucking thing's just laughable. So can't be manipulated like that. Needs to be some physical manipulations. But I'm for keeping it. I am for keeping it. Great to see, Oscar still just doing his thing. 2/3, Norris gets closer in the title fight, but I don't think it's too worrying. And I do think it all adds and all helps in the championship title fight. It's just Oscar would be constantly getting more hungrier and hungrier, which, you always would be getting hungrier. But yeah, I think we're in for an exciting championship battle. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Formula One. Supercars down in Tassie, that was some great stuff. It's a little bit while back now. But one thing that stood out for me was the drone camera at the hairpin. I thought that was grouse. And something that I noticed at Drifting SA as well, they had the live stream camera, but they, with the FPV drone where it follows you, but they also had just the normal stationary drone. And that stationary drone is so awesome for judging. That's another thing. A judge is getting too reliant on live streams. There's a few times there where I'm watching the guys judge, and I'm like, you guys need you're relying too much on the fucking live stream. But then one of the guys pointed out, they're like, well, we're used to judging off the live stream, so, it's a different little style, sort of that. What are your thoughts? I think judges should not rely on the live stream whatsoever. I think they should be judging in the battle, watching the whole fucking battle, and not being like, oh, well, I'll look at that later in the live stream. I'll look at that later in the live stream. I think you should make a decision there, have it nutted out, and then you look back at the live stream before you make your decision, and then that's it. But yeah, so a bit on the judging stuff there. NASCAR. Holy shit, that Charlotte race was unreal. For anyone that thinks NASCAR is just going left, just following each other around the oval and fucking just watch this race and watch it from about lap 200 because there's 400 laps. Fucking don't bother yourself with that shit. Even though if you're a true diehard, it's fucking sick. Round 200. Now, you've got Denny Hamlin. He's a fucking veteran. He's an OG. He hasn't won a championship, but he's won a shitload of races. Going up against William Byron, and they're trading. They're going back and forth. Now, with NASCAR, the beautiful thing is there's different lines, and it affects differently how you come out of the corner, whether you're getting the draft from the wall, or you're turning in earlier, but you can accelerate later, that type of stuff. And then even just the side draft where you can slow down the car just by getting alongside them. All that stuff, it just adds to the the textbook in the back of the driver's head of what they can use, what they can do, and there's so much going on. So that was really fucking cool to see, because it was Denny Hamlin, William Byron constantly, and it's like a 5-lap sort of thing. Like, it builds up every 5 laps to the overtake and what's happening, and then they got to build it up again. So, you know, they're going back and forth. Ross Chastain's, he's started last, got his way up to 30, was watching for a bit, and then finally it all clicked, and yeah, away he goes. So from last to first, unreal. But that was just a great race to watch, and it was just really fucking cool. I think NASCAR's killing it right now. I really do. Great to see our boy, SVG. He had a really good race too. I think he got all the way up to 12th, and then I didn't realize it at the time, but he got up to 12th, and there was a big accident, and I was like, oh, and it happened in front of him. He had to avoid it, and I was like, sick. He should be up to like fucking 10th. And then it restarted, and he was down to like 15th, 16th, and he was dropping back all the way to 19th even, I think he got back to. And I was like, fuck, what happened here? Has his tyres dropped off or whatever? But it's come out that when he was avoiding the accident, he went on the infield, clipped something underneath the car, it made him slower. So that makes a lot of sense. But for him to get 14th, like pure, naturally, no free gimmies, that's fucking unreal. He's coming. And I'm excited for it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited. That's been my thoughts, however. Sorry things have been a bit sort of slow around here after being into drifting for 15, 16 years, and now I turned 34 on Friday as well. Things just, you know, like when you're a young buck, you can invest all your motivation, all your time, it all goes in there. It's all that. And I'm still just as invested as ever in furthering motorsport and doing all that and keeping up the progression with Wreckham. But I'm also like, I need that life balance now, so the motivation doesn't die off. And I'm just kind of like in this purgatory area where I'm not going hard in the paint and getting a podcast out to you every fucking Monday on the dot, every fucking Monday or every second Monday. And, you know, you guys are suffering for it, and I'm sorry that it's not a consistent thing. But yeah, that's pretty much probably been the draw card for the whole thing, just keeping that consistency up. But, you know, when you're 34 and you're still fucking renting, there's a little part of me, I'm like, fuck, I need my own space. So, yeah, you start focusing elsewhere. That's side, it doesn't matter. Anywho, that was me. Sorry I haven't been consistent at all with this podcast. It's just the motivation is, it's there. But I'm also just trying to soak in life a bit and not find myself at 50 years old going, where did time go? I didn't get to experience anything with anyone I love. So, yeah, that's that nut. We got Corolla Palooza. That's been announced August 2nd and 3rd. Be there. Driver entries close this Friday. So if you want to drive, get on in. That's that one. Apart from that, not too much on the horizon. Still just building a van, still need to pay for a steering rack, still need to fix an 8.6 engine. So that's why you haven't seen me out driving yet, and it's fucking killing me. Anywho, love many, trust few, pal your own canoe.
Because real bad boys move in silence.